Well, good morning, everyone. Today we want to show you how we're going to be planting our seeds. So this is going to be a trial run. This is a baggie that some of the work experience high schoolers already cleaned for us. And this happens to be a plant called steeplebush, which looks pretty similar to purple loosestrife and is in our wetland areas. Okay, so I've got some of the tools and some of our supplies right out here. We have soil mix right up here. We have our 4-inch pot that we're going to be planting into. We have to make sure we all remember a pencil. And I'm not sure. I believe we're going to have to cut some of these window blinds actually. And that'll we'll be marking our name of the plant that we're planting today. This is grit. This is actually what they call chicken grit, small rocks. And then we've got some water here as well. So what we first want to do is we want to first get some soil into our 4-inch pot. So what we'll do is we'll take a couple handfuls of soil and I'll just kind of pump down a little bit here. Okay. And I'm not going to go up to the top because we want to save some room there so we can plant the seeds. Alright, so that's as much soil that I'm going to put in there. So now what I want to do next is with our seeds, there are thousands of seeds in this bag. So we sure don't want to put a big amount of seeds in each pot. Okay, there's a lot of seeds in there. So I'm going to take a pinch of these seeds here. And I'll bring this out so y'all can see. It's much better. Now there's a whole bunch of seeds just in my hand right here. Okay, now this is a pinch for me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put these down into the soil. Just kind of mix them up a little bit here with my fingers. So they're not all in one spot. Can you take a see there? Kind of hard to see since they're the same color. Excuse me. Okay. Alright. Now before we go any further, we want to make sure to actually mark what seed, what plant we're planting. So on here you can see we have steeplebush. Okay. So what I want to do is with pencil, what we want to do is mark the name down here. So I'm going to write steeplebush. And I'm going to put today's date down. And today's date happens to be 11/24. Let's make sure we remember the year. Okay. And then I'm going to push this into the pot. Just like that. Okay. Because now, even if I forget or I walk away, I know what I just planted. So now I've got the seeds down in there. I want to add a little bit more soil to the top. Just a little handful, not a lot. Okay, just a little bit more to the top. And this is almost ready to go. So the last thing we want to do, because these plants are actually going to sit outside the entire winter. So if we leave it just like this, animals could get into it or the wind could blow away the soil. So what we want to add is we want to add grit to the top. And I'm just going to dump a little bit of grit onto here. And then I'll just go ahead and spread it out a little bit. Okay, so here is our first pot. That's going to be ready to go out into the seed frame that's going to be outside all winter and have snow and ice and cold on it. And the last thing that we'll do is before we take these outside, we want to water these. And I'm going to water just up here, and this is just going to get the soil wet and the seeds a little bit wet. And we're going to water that, and we'll have a tray in class here that we can water those right into, and then we'll take it outside. And it's all ready to go.